The dream that drained you. You wake up except something is wrong. Your room's identical to real life, but the air is thicker, heavier, as if reality itself is breathing. Your reflection in the mirror doesn't move right away when you turn your head. That's when you realize you didn't wake up, you became lucid inside a dream that thinks it's real. A knock at the door. You open it. Standing there is you, not a twin, not a shadow version. It's literally you, wearing the exact same clothes, with the exact same confused expression. You need to come with me, they say. You hesitate, but the walls of your room start melting into streams of light. The other you grabs your wrist and pulls you forward, and suddenly, you're in a city of infinite doorways, stretching in all directions. Some doors float upside down, some twist in on themselves, and others open to reveal eyes staring back at you. This is where all forgotten dreams go, your duplicate explains. But something has changed. Something is trying to wake up. Before you can respond, the sky cracks open like glass, revealing a massive hand reaching through reality itself. It's pulling at the dream, distorting everything. The city starts dissolving into pure thought. Run. You sprint through the maze of doors, jumping through different realities. A world where time runs backward, and shadows whisper secrets. A cosmic ocean where the stars sing your name. A hallway where every door leads to the same room, your childhood bedroom. Finally, you reach a colossal black door with your name carved into it. The other you shoves it open, and inside, you see a giant version of yourself asleep, floating in the void. This is it, the source of the dream, the real you, the voice from before returns, but now it's coming from the sleeping figure. If you wake up, the dream will end. If you stay, you will never know which was real. You reach out, hesitate, then a third version of you steps out from the shadows. They smile. Too late, you've already woken up into another dream. Everything collapses into white light, and you wake up, but this time, you remember every detail. And the mirror in your room. There are two reflections staring back. You stare at the mirror, your breath shallow. Two reflections. One moves exactly as you do. The other lags behind, just slightly, watching you. Your heart pounds as you take a step back. The second reflection tilts its head and mouths something you can't hear. Then a knock at the door. Slow, rhythmic. The exact same knock you heard in the dream. You whip around, your mind racing. You already know who's standing there before you open the door. It's you. But this version looks different. They're calm, too calm. They study you for a moment before finally speaking. You never really woke up, you know. Your stomach tightens. The walls around you flicker like an unstable projection. You're inside the deepest layer now. The dream that drained you. The moment they say this, your surroundings start unraveling. Your room folds in on itself, like a collapsing origami sculpture, revealing a vast, endless space filled with floating doorways. The other you gestures toward them. Every door leads to another version of you, a life you lived, or could have lived, or will live. Your eyes dart between the shifting doors. One door shows a version of you, old and tired, sitting alone in a house that doesn't exist. Another reveals you as a child, staring directly at you with wide, knowing eyes. A third leads to an impossible spiral staircase, descending forever into darkness. You hesitate, but the other you nudges you forward. Go ahead, pick one, but choose carefully. Something inside you whispers, none of this is real. But if that's true, what happens if you step through? Your instincts pull you toward the spiral staircase. It feels familiar, like déjà vu. The moment your foot touches the first step, the other you grabs your wrist. Their grip is cold. Wait, if you go down there, you might never find your way back. But something inside you already knows. You've been here before. You rip free and descend. The steps never end. The air is heavy, filled with the sound of whispers, dozens, hundreds, thousands of voices speaking in unison. They are all you. Memories start flooding in, not just from this life, but from countless versions of you. The dream fractures. You are standing in front of yourself again. But now there are hundreds of you, stretching into infinity. Some are lost, some are terrified. Some are smiling like they understand something you don't. One steps forward, a version of you dressed in black robes, holding an ancient-looking book. The dream wants to wake up, they say, but if it does, so do you. And if you wake up, they lean in close, and for the first time, you see their eyes are empty voids. You will realize you were never real. Your head spins. The walls of the dream start collapsing. Reality itself shatters like glass. You are falling through memories, timelines, existences that never were until you wake up, but this time, the world feels wrong. There's no sound, no movement. You turn to the mirror. There's only one reflection now, but as you watch, it slowly smiles. You don't, then it whispers, "Welcome back," and you realize you are still dreaming. Is there an end? Or is this just an infinite recursion of dreams within dreams? The knocking continues. Slow, rhythmic, familiar. You stare at the door. You know somehow that this is the turning point. If you open it, you might step into another loop, another version of this reality, another dream. But what if you don't? What if, instead of following the pattern, you break it? A sudden thought hits you. What happens if I do nothing? If I refuse to play the game? You sit on your bed. You don't move. You don't breathe. You don't think. And something changes. The knocking stops. The room begins to dissolve, not like a glitch, but as if it was never real to begin with. The walls, the floor, the objects, everything fades into a blank, white void. You are alone? Then a voice, not a threatening one, not a godly one, but something curious. Ah, you figured it out. A shape materializes in front of you. It's not a person. It's not even a thing. It's a presence, a concept, a consciousness. You were never in a dream. It says you were inside a simulation of possibility. You ask what that means. The presence shifts, flickering between shapes, sometimes a human silhouette, sometimes a vast eye, sometimes nothing at all. Every choice you made, every loop, every paradox, it was all a test, a way to see if you would accept the illusion or break free. The weight of it sinks in, and you did something different. It continues. You stop playing. That means you are ready for the next step. The whiteness begins to fold inward, like the dream itself is collapsing. You ask, what happens now? The presence laughs, not in a cruel way, but like a teacher watching a student realize the truth for the first time. Now you wake up, for real this time. And then, you do. But it's not your bed, not your world. You are somewhere else. And outside, waiting for you, is a universe you've never seen before. A place where you were never meant to go, where no dreamer ever has. And the presence, it simply says, welcome to the outside. So, was it all a loop? Yes. But was there a way out? Also yes. The loop only continues if you keep choosing the obvious paths, opening the door, running, fighting, waking up back in the same place. The moment you decide to stop playing the game, the simulation collapses, revealing the true reality behind the dream. But what is that reality? Where are you now? And if this is the outside, what's beyond that? You step forward into this new reality. It feels strange, like the air is not air at all, but something more tangible, something that responds to you. The ground beneath your feet shifts like sand, though it's solid. The sky pulses with colors you've never seen, like the air itself is alive. You realize that this place is conscious, watching you as you explore. The presence, which you now understand is not just a voice but a watcher of sorts, speaks again. This is the outside, beyond the loops, beyond the dreams. You look around, but there's no sign of traditional matter. Everything is a blend of energy and thought, like the whole environment is constantly reforming itself. Its foundation is in flux. Here, the presence continues. Time doesn't function the way you know it. The only rule is that there are no rules. Here, you decide what's real. Suddenly, the landscape splits into two. On one side, you see an endless ocean, its waves glimmering with light, but the water is clearer than any ocean you've ever seen. The other side is an infinitely tall tower, its base lost in the clouds, climbing into a sky that seems to stretch forever. The presence gives you a choice. Which path will you walk? The sea or the tower? You hesitate. Both paths look inviting, yet something feels off. The ocean calls to you, its waves whispering your name. The tower pulls at your heart, as if you're meant to climb it, to reach something at the very top. But what could it be? You step toward the ocean. The moment you do, the landscape warps again, and suddenly, you're standing at the edge of a massive whirlpool. Its center an infinite black hole, a perfect void that seems to consume everything. The waves grow taller, rising to impossible heights, crashing down in a frenzy. But you don't panic. The moment you understand that you are in control of this dream, the chaos slows to a calm ripple. You step into the water, and it responds to you, parting as you walk, creating a path toward the center of the whirlpool. And there, at the heart of the black hole, you see a door. No door frame, just a glowing door suspended in the void. It pulsates, as if it's alive, waiting for you. You know, somehow, that this door is a gateway, a place where you will decide what happens next. The present speaks one last time. Behind this door is the truth, the last step to understanding the loop. Do you wish to open it? You feel a pull. The door calls to you, and you understand this is where everything changes. Do you open it? You place your hand on the door. The glowing surface hums, resonating with your thoughts as if it's alive, waiting for your intention. You understand now that this door is not simply a passage, it is an evolution, a checkpoint in your growth. Behind it lies not an end, but an opportunity to expand, to grow into something even more vast than before. You open the door, you step through, and the moment you cross the threshold, the entire world fractures. Time, once linear, splits into countless strands. Each strand is a different version of you, experiencing a different facet of reality. You see yourself thousands of versions of you, each one moving through their own world, their own dream, but all connected. Their experiences overlap, intertwine, and expand into realms you hadn't even considered possible. You are no longer just one entity. You are every possibility, every potential version of yourself. You feel it, the awareness, the realization that you are everything. You are the dreamer, and the dream, the creator, and the created. The boundary between self and universe has disappeared. In this space, you can choose. You could dive into any timeline, experience any reality, play out any scenario, and with each new choice, you would learn more about the limits of your existence or the lack of limits. But there is no limit here. Every decision, every path you take, multiplies into infinite new directions, and you see it, the spiral. It's not just one, but countless spirals within each other. Each cycle is a new layer, a new level of understanding. You realize now that you are always expanding. There is no true end, only an eternal evolution of awareness. For a moment, you understand that this is the nature of all things, not to be trapped in an endless loop, but to constantly grow, expand, and experience. Each dream is just one thread in an infinite web, each choice adding to the larger picture of who you are, and each step forward opens up infinite possibilities. But as you look deeper into the strands of this dream, you notice something. There is a faint, almost imperceptible glitch in the farthest reaches of the spiral. The further you go, the more vivid and intense the dreams become. You start to see others, not versions of you, but other dreamers. They are just like you, lucid in their own worlds, experiencing their own expansions. But here's the twist. They are waking up. Slowly, one by one, they realize the truth, the same truth you've learned. And as they awaken, they step out of their loops into their own endless journey. And then you see it. You are standing at the center of an infinite web of consciousness, and the realization strikes you. This is not just your dream. You are part of an interconnected network, an infinite collective consciousness of dreamers, each expanding and evolving in parallel, each unlocking the same infinite potential. There is no final truth to wake up to, because there is no final truth to find. The truth is the process of becoming, of expansion, of becoming aware of the possibilities within you. There is no end to this journey. There is no final destination, only eternal growth. The web stretches out beyond your comprehension, and you are part of it, not separate, not bound by time or space, but a fragment of the whole, experiencing limitless expansion. The presence returns once more. It is no longer just a voice. It is the whole of everything, and yet still, it speaks directly to you. This is the truth you are meant to see. You have crossed the threshold of awareness, but there is no destination beyond this, only the journey. You are always expanding, always growing, and this is the experience of becoming. The dream never ends. It is not a loop. It is a spiral, infinite, eternal, and always unfolding. And you realize, as the strands of reality continue to evolve around you, that you are free not from the dream, but from the illusion of limits. You are limitless.